to WTOL 11 News at 6. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Saturday evening. Another hot day in our area, but the humidity levels are dropping a little. Let's bring in meteorologist John Birchfield for a check of the forecast.
Hey, Michael, we're going to be turning up the heat even more into your Sunday. Temperatures surging to the low to mid 90s. A good day for the pool or the lake, although humidity is expected to remain in check, and dry weather going to be likely for the remainder of that weekend. Beautiful looking views through the Lake Erie Shores and Islands cameras. Marblehead, Catawba, Put-in-Bay, Sandusky. Hard to even find a cloud in the sky with those crystal clear sky conditions. Now, today did end our streak of days at 90 degrees as we topped out at 88. Not much of a heat index in most areas, feeling like the 80s without a ton of humidity. Sunday is going to be hotter at 92 degrees with a sunny and hot feel. I'm going to preview some storms that are going to be likely Monday, and also a look ahead towards 4th of July coming up in just a few minutes. Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. Turning to our top headlines, our Investigates team has uncovered new body cam footage from a 2022 traffic stop involving state representative and congressional candidate Josh Williams in Put-in-Bay. Williams seen refusing field sobriety tests after allegedly nearly hitting another golf cart, later pleaded no contest to reckless operation. He denied drinking, citing recent surgery and medication. The incident happened just months before his election to the Ohio House. Williams is now challenging Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur in a crowded GOP primary.
Had you been drinking at all?
No. I had 7 friends with me, all willing to take the stand. I was only there for 2 hours. We had dinner. I didn't have any alcohol. I was 6 to 8 days, I can't remember the exact time frame, 6 to 8 days out from having abdominal surgery. I was on medication that would not allow me to drink. I was on also on pain medications that are non-opiate. I wasn't allowed to drink alcohol during that time. I didn't consume any alcohol during that time. I asked them if they would be willing to do a blood test, and they said they weren't going to go through that, and they charged me with refusal.
You can read the full report and see the entire video and interview with Williams right now over on our website at WTOL.com. Now, one of Williams' challengers in the race for Ohio's 9th congressional seat is Derek Marin. Marin announcing this week that he's going to take another shot at unseating longtime Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. Marin lost to Kaptur in November by fewer than 3,000 votes and contends he was outspent 3-1 and is not looking for any moral victories.
I don't want to leave the battlefield until we win. And to be honest with you, Jeff, politics is tough. I watched my good family name be slandered and defamed for over 100 days on the TV, radio, and direct mail and digital. But I love my country. To secure the new
You can see the rest of the interview tomorrow morning at 8:30 on Leading Edge, or you can watch it on your schedule over on WTOL 11+. But Marin and Williams aren't alone in the race. There's also Sylvania's Wayne Kinsel. He's a retired Air Force lieutenant colonel and a small business owner. Plus Toledo native Aliyah Nadeem. She's also an Air Force veteran. Let's get things over to meteorologist John Birchfield with another look at our forecast.
Yeah, Michael, it's going to be a hot conclusion to the weekend with temperatures surging to the 90s for those Sunday plans. It's not going to be overly humid, but definitely a good pool day with those temperatures in the low to even mid 90s with an abundance of sunshine. Beautiful skies through your Saturday evening, looking through that Elk and Elk downtown camera, and no worries of any pop-up storms this evening. High temperatures did top out in the upper 80s, and that officially ends our streak of consecutive 90-degree days. We made it 7 straight days in the 90s from last Saturday through Friday. However, that streak ends today. The official high at Toledo Express Airport of 88 degrees ends that 90-degree stretch at 1 week. We are going to be back into the 90s for your Sunday. Sunny and hot conditions. Humidity levels do remain in check, but it's certainly going to have a warmer feel to it. If you like it cooler, that morning walk is going to be nice and refreshing. Temperatures in the 60s to start your day. By the afternoon, I'm expecting highs in the low 90s, and a few areas south of the Maumee River could even climb as high as 94 or 95. Monday, though, is going to turn muggier and also unsettled with storm chances. And Tuesday and Wednesday, as we turn over the calendars into July, sunny and less humid conditions. So let's time out those storms that'll start off the work week. It's going to be a dry morning. It is going to be notably muggier with temps already in the 70s heading into work. By midday, we're going to start to see some pop-ups develop, but it's really the late afternoon and the early evening time frame that I'm expecting some widespread storm chances and perhaps even a couple of strong stronger storms that'll be possible into your Monday afternoon. Now, in the wake of that storm system, we are going to see a drop in humidity levels Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all looking very comfortable, and it is expected to remain pleasant into 4th of July. But it is going to be turning milder again with a warmer long-range trend. That Independence Day forecast, 86, a slight chance for a thunderstorm. We do warm up into next weekend, pushing 90 degrees with unsettled conditions and some July thunderstorms that'll be ahead.
When we return, we're live at the Glass Bowl for the Italian League Football Championship.
We've got the highlights plus more storylines coming up next in sports.
Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. We're live at the Glass Bowl, where the Italian Bowl just wrapped up. And Noelle, one of the most interesting events here in Toledo every summer.
Interesting and obscure, as some people used. A lot of people traveling overseas for this event, and a couple special guests on the sidelines coming over state lines, invited personally by Mayor Wade Kapscavage, which we'll get into in just a second.
Absolutely. Let's get into the game itself. This game featured Guelphy, who's been here 4 of the past 5 years, from Florence, and Dolphins from Ancona. Guelphy dominated this game. They won by a final score of 49-14 on their way to winning the Italian League Championship. Now, this game didn't end up the way the Dolphins fans were hoping it would, but for a few of them, it was a dream come true. Tyson Turhard's son, Tyler, is a wide receiver for the Dolphins. They're from the Fargo, North Dakota area, and Tyler played for North Dakota State in college. Margaret McKenzie's son, Parker Richardson, plays on the team. He's from Colorado, and he's only 19 years old. Parents say they're lucky to get to watch their kids play here in the States.
This is my son's first year over here, so we were able to see him right here where we're from. It's kind of amazing. The culture difference is crazy.
Their whole team, their whole community is just, it's a big family. We are from a really, really small town in Colorado, and so them, going from the small town in Colorado to the small town in Ancona, they were just so welcoming. They took him in. He's part of the family immediately, and that's how they roll. It's all a big family for them.
As we mentioned before, while many traveled overseas for this game, quite a few crossed state lines as well, including North Carolina native Mason Powell. Powell is a political media spokesperson by day and TikToker by night. His content includes research on obscure sports teams at all levels, something that's interested him from a young age since attending random sports games with his dad. One of his recent posts questioned why the Italian Bowl is held in Toledo of all places. The post went viral and even earned Powell a personal invite from Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavich to attend and see all Toledo has to offer. Here's what Powell said about the whole experience of coming to the Glass Bowl and the 419.
Would I expect to be in Toledo? Absolutely not. When I made that video, I meant it as a complete joke. I thought it was just insane and kind of ridiculous that a football league based in Italy is playing in the Glass Bowl. I'm going to remember the mayor of Toledo, who has been so gracious and so kind through all this. I've met so many cool people here. I've met the athletic director at the University of Toledo. I've obviously met the football coach at the University of Toledo. And then obviously the mayor himself, who's been just fantastic, did a video for me for my channel, which I'll be posting tomorrow. He explained to me the rocket in front of the stadium, which is also super cool, aimed at Bowling Green. Gotta love it.
Yeah, very cool. And Chase, get this, he also got a personal invite from the Toledo Mud Hens and will be attending their game at Fifth Third tonight. More on his journey here in the 419 coming up later.
Absolutely. But for now, that's going to do it for sports from the Glass Bowl. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Good to see that sun today. Going to be hot tomorrow, but not overly humid.
Good, good. All right, everybody. Well, we got more news for you coming up tonight at 11. We'll see you then.
Turning up the heat for your Sunday, temperatures surge to the low to mid 90s, but not overly humid. I'm going to preview some storms on Monday in your full forecast tonight.